afternoon, Saurabh.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing good, sir.
Very good. Saurabh, you come from which part of the country?
Sir, I was born in Bundi, and I studied in Jodhpur, sir, in
Okay,
Rajasthan.
from Jodhpur. I've never
Yes,
been
sir.
to Jodhpur. So tell me Jodhpur in 5 sentences.
Sir, Jodhpur was it's a historic city. It was founded in 1459 by Rao Jodhaji. Second, it promises great architectural magnificence in terms of impregnable forts, stepwells, palaces. So, thirdly, a royal experience filled with great enthusiasm. Fourth, ecotourism opportunities in nearby areas such as Machia Park, Kailana Lake, and Khinchan. Lastly, great deal of education institutions of great repute, such as IIT, NLU, NIFT. So I would say it promises a great deal of surprises for many of the tourists.
Excellent. I understand you're doing bird watching also.
Yes, sir.
So tell me 5 birds that you have seen, not the common birds, not the tota manner. Tell me 5 birds that you.
Sir, sir, the birds that I have enjoyed watching in my local vicinity include purple sunbird, secondly, tailor bird, thirdly, crow pheasant, fourth, Indian robin, fifth, greater kukal, sir.
What is unique about Indian robin?
Sir, its unique calls in the morning are absolutely stunning because it wakes up at around 4:30, and the kind of melodious calls that it makes is something unique, sir.
Are you thinking Indian robin is quail? Because quail gives a cook in the morning.
Sir, this bird is also known for its morning calls, sir.
So Indian robin matches which another bird when we look at the external features, the color composition.
Uh, Sir, in terms of color, sir, magpie robin is also quite the same plumage, and even the mynas have a brown plumage, which matches with the Indian robin.
Okay. So tell me one thing that when we look at transportation of goods, the most
Yes, sir.
expensive is through air, followed by land, and the cheapest is by water
Yes, sir.
shipping. So why is China putting so much of money in BRI, whereas they have got Pacific Ocean, even Arctic is also melting. They've got warm water ports. They've got everything that they want. Why are they spending so much of money in BRI?
Sir, the cost is not the sole consideration for China. Here it is trying to expand its soft power as well as its footprint across not just Indian Ocean but also around the world. It wants to project itself as a major power, as an alternative to the Western development model. But as we all know, sir, it's now trying to leverage its manufacturing potential and economic prowess by creating debt traps for countries in the global south. So there's a larger intent behind these infrastructure projects, sir.
Okay, not bad. So tell me 3 things that we can. Why is Indian Ocean important for us? 3 reasons why is Indian Ocean important for India.
Sir, firstly, because nearly 90% of our commerce uh, is sea-based. Secondly, there are important sea lanes of communication and choke points such as the Malacca Strait, which are crucial for energy shipments and ensuring that free and fair commerce is carried out. thirdly, sir, for India's geostrategic and security perspective, Indian Ocean remains vital for safeguarding its sovereignty, sir.
Okay, thank you. I enjoyed interacting with you, Saurabh, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Saurabh, you're done chartered accountancy also?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you're working in EPFO organization.
Yes, sir.
How do you look at it, the organization? Your accounts officer at EPFO.
Yes, sir. EPFO, sir, is the world's largest social security institution, sir, with around 28 lakh crore of corpus, and it serves around 8 crore active members. So it's a great organization to be a part of, sir, and it's been a good experience till now, sir.
Yeah. Don't you think practicing as a CA is a better option than working in such organization?
Definitely, sir. Practicing CA can also be a good professional career choice. But my goal into coming to the government was to make a broader impact in society, and to also to be able to assume leadership opportunities and assume responsibility roles, sir.
Okay. CBDC, digital currency, central bank digital currency. How it
Yes.
is different from online banking?
Sir, CBDC is a fiat currency. It will be issued by the central bank, and it will have a sovereign authority, while online banking is a mode of transaction which is carried out mediated through technology, sir. So one is currency, one is a payment mechanism, sir.
For having that digital currency, you need not have accounts in banks.
Sir, in the pilot project of e-rupee, one has to I think, sir, there's no account as such, but I'll have to read in details regarding this.
Yeah. Accounting standard reforms for in order to globalize our businesses. What are the measures taken?
Sir, the biggest measure which has been undertaken is to converge our accounting standards with those of the global accounting standards, meaning India's INDAS, or Indian Accounting Standards, were issued by the government in 2015 to converge them with International Financial Reporting Standards, or IFRS. From 1st of April 2016, these have been mandatorily applicable on corporates, and I think this will help in aligning our financial reporting framework with the global best practices.
One nation, one election.
Yes, sir.
Do you subscribe to that?
Sir, there are definitely many benefits out of it. For example, it will tremendously reduce the costs. Secondly, it will help in better governance by reducing the period of the model code of conduct. There are some benefits, but there are also some concerns which state governments have raised. For example, shortening their tenure could be an affront to the federal structure. And secondly, the sheer logistical challenges that may emanate from such an exercise also have to be looked into. So I think these factors need to be taken into consideration, and a consensus has to be evolved on this matter, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good to see you, Saurabh. So,
Good afternoon.
working in EPFO, good afternoon. So, working in EPFO, can you tell me about this gig worker security issues, and how, as an EPFO person, would you like to provide them the security that they need?
Certainly, ma'am, gig workers are now becoming a major new development in our country. And though the government has taken several steps, for example, e-Shram portal has been now brought into existence, whereby several social security initiatives will be made applicable to gig workers. But as of now, the Employment Provident Fund Act is not applicable to gig workers. But in the new labor codes which have been enacted, ma'am, in those there is provision for social security for gig workers.
So, can you tell me about this direct tax code?
Ma'am, this is a major direct tax reform whereby the 1961 Act and the related rules of 1961, 1962 will be formulated into one code, which will be a simplified structure, and a very streamlined architecture of taxation framework will be created. But presently, an Income Tax Act 2025 has been enacted in this regards, ma'am.
Okay, so what is this philosophy that you're interested in? Can you tell me one philosophy that can be used as a civil servant?
Ma'am, philosophy in the context of yoga, I have written practicing yoga and reading its philosophy, ma'am. So should I elaborate on yoga philosophy?
Yes, which you apply it for a civil servant.
Ma'am, the philosophy of yoga has been enunciated by Patanjali in the 2nd century BC, and the basic thrust of yoga philosophy is to establish tranquility in mind, to bring about a cessation in turmoil and turbulences in mind. Chitta vritti nirodha, as the Sanskrit shloka goes. So this philosophy can be of tremendous importance for civil servants because they have to handle different issues which can bring about stress, for example, disaster management, election related work, communal violence, a lot of pressures out there. So, in order to have a work life balance and ensure stability in mind and calmness, I think yogic philosophy can be of great importance.
So, my last question is what is lacking in CAG audits?
Ma'am, CAG audits have been a constitutional mandate, and though they have been conducted at regular basis, there have been some reports suggesting that the frequency of the audits have gone down over past several years. And secondly, in some big ticket cases, for example, NHAI audit, there were some irregularities, and there were some officers who were transferred post the those irregularities coming to public domain. So there have been some concerns leveled against the transparency and independence of CAG. So these challenges have to be addressed, ma'am.
I have one more question. This Adani Hindenburg issue. What is your observation on this Adani Hindenburg issue, and what is your total observation on how this financial management has to be done in the companies?
Ma'am, there were some allegations leveled by the Hindenburg research on the stock price manipulations by the Adani Group. But as far as I can recollect, SEBI has conducted an investigation. It has found these allegations unsubstantiated. And I think Supreme Court has also ruled out any irregularity. But I would say, ma'am, any such unsubstantiated allegations can be addressed by further strengthening our own regulatory oversight functions, by also promoting greater transparency in the way stock prices disclosures are provided. So these steps can be undertaken.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.